I live alone in a small apartment on the third floor of an old building. There's nothing really special about the place. One bedroom, a tiny kitchen, a living room that always smells faintly like old wood and dust. The building itself is pretty quiet. Most of the people who live here are older, and by 10 p.m. the whole place usually feels completely dead. Which is why what started happening a week ago doesn't make any sense at all. The first night, I thought I was just imagining it. I was lying in bed, trying to fall asleep. My room was completely dark, except for a little bit of light coming through the blinds from the street lamp outside. Everything was quiet. Then I heard it, a slow inhale, and then an exhale, right beneath me. At first, my brain tried to explain it away. Maybe it was the pipes in the old building. Maybe the mattress was just shifting. Maybe it was just air moving under the bed. But then it happened again. Inhale, exhale, slow. It sounded human. My eyes snapped open. I stayed completely still, just listening. For a moment, there was nothing. Then, inhale, exhale. The sound was coming from directly under my bed. I held my breath without even realizing it. And that's when I noticed something even worse. The breathing stopped when I did. It was like whatever was under there was listening to me too. I didn't move. I didn't dare look. After about 30 seconds, the breathing started again. Slow, patient. I grabbed my phone from the nightstand and turned on the flashlight. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. I leaned just slightly over the edge of the bed and shined the light underneath. Nothing. Just empty space. A few old boxers. Dust. That was it. I felt so stupid for even being scared. So I turned off the flashlight, lay back down, and eventually, somehow, fell asleep. But the next night, it happened again. Same time, around 2 in the morning. I woke up suddenly for no reason. And then I heard it. Inhale, exhale. That same slow breathing right under the bed. My entire body went cold. I stayed still again, listening carefully. The breathing didn't sound like someone trying to hide. It sounded relaxed, calm, like someone was just lying there comfortably right beneath me. I slowly slid my hand off the bed and grabbed my phone flashlight on. I leaned over the side again. Empty. There was nothing there. I even got up that time and looked fully under the bed. No one, no animal, nothing that could possibly make that sound. I told myself it had to be in my head. It had to be stress or lack of sleep. But the third night is when things got worse, because the breathing didn't start after I woke up. It woke me up. And this chimney, it sounded closer. Much closer. Like whoever was under the bed had moved upward, right beneath where my head was. Inhale, exhale, right under my pillow. I sat up immediately. The breathing stopped. The silence felt thick, heavy, like the room was holding its breath with me. Then, I slowly whispered, "Hello." Nothing. Just darkness. Then I heard something move. A slow scraping sound, like fingernails lightly dragging across the wood floor under the bed. I grabbed my phone again. Flashlight on, I forced myself to look. The beam slid under the bed. Boxers, dust, the floor, nothing else. But as I stared, I noticed something strange. The dust on the floor looked disturbed, like something had been lying there. Something big, right under where my head had been. That night, I barely slept. The fourth night, I decided to try something different. Before going to bed, I placed my phone on the floor, facing under the bed with the camera recording. I figured if something was actually there, I'd finally see it. Around 2 a.m. I woke up again, and immediately I heard it. Inhale, exhale, louder than ever before, like someone was breathing right next to my ear. But this time, I didn't move. I just listened. The breathing continued for almost a full minute. Then something whispered. A soft, dry sound, right from under my bed. Don't look. Every muscle in my body locked up. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. The whisper came again. Don't look. My phone was still recording on the floor, but suddenly, I wasn't sure I wanted to see what it had captured. The breathing continued for another 30 seconds. Then slowly, it stopped. I stayed awake until morning, just staring at the ceiling. When sunlight finally came through the window, I climbed down from the bed. My legs felt weak. I picked up my phone and opened the recording. At first, the video looked completely normal, just darkness under the bed. Then, around the 3-minute mark, the audio changed. The breathing, slow, heavy, exactly what I had heard. But the camera showed nothing, just empty space. Then something moved. Very slightly, the dust shifted, like something invisible had just turned its head. And then 2 dark shapes slowly appeared in the darkness. Eyes. They weren't reflecting the light. They were just there. 2 black holes staring directly into the camera. The breathing on the audio got louder, and then the whisper came through, clearer than I remembered. Don't look under the bed. The eyes stayed there for almost 10 seconds. Then they slowly lowered, as if whatever they belonged to was sliding deeper beneath the bed. The rest of the video shows nothing, just empty space again. I didn't sleep in that room last night. I couldn't. I moved to the couch in the living room, but around 2 a.m., I woke up again to a familiar sound. Inhale, exhale, and this time, it wasn't coming from the bedroom. It was coming from under the couch, right beneath me. Slow, patient, waiting. And just before I grabbed my phone to check, something whispered again, right below my head. Don't look.